Hello, welcome to another edition of Cracking the Cryptic. Today we're going to crack a Sudoku. This has been recommended to us. It's from the New York Times. It's their hard puzzle. Appears every day online. It's free, so if it's any good, definitely one to add to your sort of puzzle regimen. Now, without further ado, let's start. I don't know how hard these hard puzzles are. But let's get going. So as usual, what we'll do is we'll try to make pencil marks in the grid where a number can only go in exactly 2 positions within a 3x3 box. So you can see that with this 7 and this 7 here, this locks a 7 into these 2 positions, and I'm able to make pencil marks. I'm not going to. This is the sort of method that we recommend. It doesn't get you there on the most brutal puzzles. It certainly gets you to a point where you can normally make educated guesses. So it's extremely efficient for speed solving, and that's I think one of the main advantages of it. It does allow you to spot certain logical tricks as well, and we've covered those in some of the videos that we've done thus far. Anyway, let's see how we go. So we can see here we've got a nice 9-7 combination in these 2 cells, and with this 9 over here we can resolve any ambiguity, and that allows us in turn to make this a 9 up here, move this 9. Now in these 2 cells we can see we need a 1 and a 4. We can't resolve that, but we can certainly write it in, and immediately now we should be focusing on these 4 cells. So we've got 2, 5, 6 and 8 to place. You can see that this cell therefore has to be a 5. Let's write that in. And we can pencil mark some 6s in, but the 2s and the 8s, you can't see anything at all there. We should try and bear in mind as we go through the solve that this cell here is limited to only 2 possibilities, but we can't actually mark that in using this particular method of notation. Let's look at this central 3x3 box now. You can see we need to place 1, 4, 6 and 8 into this box, and this 1 and this 4 are nice in this regard because that allows us to place pencil marks into these 2 positions with the 1 and the 4. Therefore, these 2 have to be the 6 and the 8. And that in turn is going to allow us to write a 6 in over here. And a 6 in here, in fact, and a 6 in here, and a 6 in here, and a 6 in here. So that was a nice deduction. So now we can write the 2-8 combination in over on this side. Pencil mark some lines in over here, look. And we can use the 6 that we identified here to resolve the 6 and 8 combination in the middle here. So that's got to be a 6, that's got to be an 8, that's got to be an 8, that's got to be a 2 now. That locks a 2 into this cell. Allows us to make some more pencil marks, which we should do. You can see that we need to place a 4 and an 8 in row 2. And this 4 here is going to mean that the 4 can only go in one position. That's over on this side of the grid. This has to be an 8 therefore. More pencil marks possible than on the back of all this. Okay. One of the things that we need to guard against when we make a lot of sort of rapid deductions is missing opportunities to use those numbers that we put in as a sort of flurry to make further progress. That's about as far as I can see that takes us, although this now allows us to use this 1 in this position. We can put 1s in up here, and that resolves this 1-4 combination. And that's going to be nice because now this 4 here allows us to place a 4 into this position, and that also gives us immediately a 9. This means we can make more pencil marks over here. So you can see actually this puzzle is proving extremely susceptible, I suppose, to this particular method of notation. It's I don't feel we're missing too many opportunities to make and add numbers here. Again, we can use this 8 now. Now we've got a 9 in here, we can pencil mark 8s into these two positions, and that then resolves where the 8 goes in the top box. 7 like this. So looking at this row now, we've got, what have we got to place? 5, 7 and 9. You can see we have a 7 and a 9 already in row 7. So that means this cell here has to be a 5. Let's pencil mark the 7 and the 9 in. 5's into one of these three positions, but we can't resolve where. 2, 4. What next? 8's here. Look at these 8's and the way they interact with this cell. You can see that allows us to pencil mark up here again. Again, that gives us one more number over on this side of the grid. 5's locked into these two positions. 1, 2, 3. Something to just bear in mind, I'm not sure if it's going to matter here, but if you look at this 3x3 box and this 3x3 box and ask ourselves, what numbers have we got identified already? You can see that in both boxes we actually have 5, 6, 7 and 8. We don't know where the 7 and the 9 go exactly in this box, but we know that they're in these two cells. So in both boxes we've got 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now that means that the open cells in this box and this box are 1, 2, 3 and 4. And therefore, if we look at these two cells and these two cells, we know that they will be 1, 2, 3 and 4 in some order. That's forced. Now what does that mean? Well, that actually allows us to make some more pencil marks, because with this one here, sort of meaning 1's can't go down here, and this 1, 2, 3, 4 thing we've just spotted over here has to be a 1 in one of those two positions. And now this one here prevents there from being a 1 here, so this cell has to be a 1. 1, 8. And that's nice. Look, that's going to resolve those cells there. That's going to also give us a 4 and a 5 into these positions. It's going to force 4's over like that. This has to be 3 and 7 in some order. That means this cell here now has to be a 2. Okay, that means the 2's are going to be down on this side. We know the 2 can't be in the bottom row, so we can pencil mark 2's into those positions there. So what are we left with? 3, 5, 7. This has to be a 5, obviously. 5, 7, 3, 3, 5. Starting to make good progress now. That resolves all of that. Look, 5, 9, 2, 9, 7, 7 here. This has to be an 8. Into those positions. I mean, I think it's basically solved now, but we will just finish off because we're all but there. So you can see we can pencil mark the 1s into those 2 positions, and that forces the 4 over onto this side, and I think that's going to complete the puzzle. 3, 1, 1, 2. So lovely. That was actually quite a nice puzzle. I think it was a good example of why the notation method we recommend is so powerful. We didn't need any sort of complicated XY wings or bug principles to solve this. We needed a nice spot on this 1, 2, 3, 4 combination at the bottom, but that was pretty pretty obvious. It was staring us in the face. And then apart from that, we just used used our notation diligently, solved the puzzle relatively quickly. So I hope this was a useful run through. I hope my software works today. I had real problems with it yesterday and I can upload a video. So if you like the video, please do subscribe to the channel and leave comments. Thanks very much.